everyone? It's me, Stef, the Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and I am joined live with Meghan's Mole for this week's Royal Clubhouse that is live every Friday, 7 o'clock UK time, 2 o'clock Eastern. So if you want to catch us live, that's when to do it. But here in this segment, we are talking about the Royal Hero of the Week. Meghan's Mole, without further ado, who is your Royal Hero of the Week?
Course, the Queen, Queen Elizabeth II. Nobody could beat her. I mean, I had to pick between her and Anne, but I had to pick the Queen. I had to pick the Queen. She's the original OG.
And what kind of spurred you to talk about the Queen Elizabeth II as this week's royal hero?
Well, I grew up with the Queen, right? She was reigning while I was growing up, and just watching her just be constantly like a pillar of strength for people and just being a positive person, just always looking out. Like every message the Queen would put out was about being positive, a positive outlook for the future, and that things will be okay. She would always be reassuring that, this too shall pass and things will be fine on the other side. That's how I always felt when I would look at the Queen, and just, she was always one of those that you wouldn't hear her complain. She would just get on with her duty. And I feel like that has been lost nowadays, where everyone basically is constantly whining about something. They're either a victim about something, they're complaining about their jobs. Like everyone is such a whiny, lazy effing grifter that it's like we need someone strong like the Queen again, that like basically girls can look up to. We need someone that is a better role model for girls that are growing up today, and not all this ass shaking and booty popping twerking that's going on. Like I don't find that to be like good for girls. So that's why I picked the Queen.
Well, the Queen has popped up in the news the past couple of days because there's a book that's been released by Craig Brown, and he is alleging that Queen Elizabeth said that she found Donald Trump, quote, very rude. However, Donald Trump has fought back, saying that the claims are totally false, insisting that they actually had a great relationship. Donald Trump telling the Daily Mail, quote, I heard I was a favourite president. He said it was totally false. I have no idea who the writer is, but it was really just the opposite. I had a great relationship with the Queen. She liked me and I liked her. Do you think that Queen Elizabeth actually turned round and said that Donald Trump was very rude? Do you think she would
No.
actually say that?
No, I don't think the Queen would ever say that to anyone, even to, I don't even believe she would make a comment like that to her most closest confidant, who was Angela Kelly. I don't believe the Queen to speak in that manner. Like she had a lot more grace, a lot more decorum. She was a lot more respectable. This feels like just some kind of gossip that would come out of Meghan Markle's mouth. Like he was very rude. No, I don't believe it at all. I think it's complete BS. I think that's just trying to sell this book, but we have never, like, think about it, Steph. When have we ever heard about the Queen being very rude? Never. And then now that she has passed away and cannot defend herself, this BS story comes out. I'm actually kind of disgusted by it, to be honest. It's gross.
It is gross. There was a story that came out a year or two ago where apparently Queen Elizabeth II had actually described Meghan Markle as evil. Do you believe that took place? Do you believe Queen Elizabeth said that or said something to that effect?
I don't know about that. See, because I don't think the Queen is that type of person to be so careless to make those kinds of remarks to someone, knowing that she's a lot smarter. I'm sure she would have known that had she said something like that, it would have came out in the press. So I don't believe that the Queen would be speaking like that to anyone. I'm sure she had her thoughts about it. Maybe she shared her thoughts with Philip and was like, "Oh, that trollop, I can't stand her." But other than that, I don't think that she would make those kinds of comments to, like, say, courtiers or anyone else outside, say, her circle of, say, Prince Philip.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. I do believe that there is an element of truth of Queen Elizabeth turning around and saying that Meghan Markle is evil, and Queen Elizabeth also turning around and saying that Donald Trump is rude. Maybe not in the way that it's being reported. So, for example, when Donald Trump came over for the state visit when he was president,
Mhm.
he walked in front of Queen Elizabeth II when he was inspecting the guard. Now, that's a big
Remem
no-no. Queen Elizabeth should always go first, right? She's the monarch. And
Yeah.
so I think there's an element of not turning around and saying that Donald Trump is rude per se, but turning around and saying, oh, there were a lot of like a couple of mishaps at the very least of Donald Trump not following protocol that could be seen as rude. But no, that's not the intention. It's just maybe ignorance. He doesn't know any better, something like that. I think
Mhm.
that would make more sense as to where, this particular story is coming from, where apparently Queen Elizabeth is calling Donald Trump very rude back in the day. Uh,
Yeah, I
does that make a
don't
bit
buy
more
it.
sense to you, maybe, where this is coming from?
It just seems like mindless gossip to me. I just don't see the queen speaking like that or just being careless with her comments in that way. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Fair play. Well, that is Meghan's Mole Royal Hero of the Week. My Royal Hero of the Week, guys, is someone you may not have heard of ever before, but was an absolute integral part of Queen Elizabeth II's life. And it's the late Lady Arley. She was Queen Elizabeth's close confidant and first American lady in waiting, and she passed away this week at the age of 91. So to commemorate her and memorialize her, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to pick her as my royal hero of the week for all the decades, for all the years that Lady Arley put in to support the late Queen Elizabeth II in her duties. And so, just to give you a little bit of an overview here, Virginia Ginny Ryan was the first American to have served as a lady in waiting to the late Queen when she was appointed Lady of the Bedchamber in 1973, and was with her right up until Queen Elizabeth passed in September 2022. King Charles, understandably, has expressed his deep sadness at the death of Virginia Ogilvy, and I've probably mispronounced that and I apologise, the Countess of Arley, one of the late Queen's dearest friends. Here we actually have a little bit of a clip here of when Donald Trump visited. And yeah, thanks to Sarah Diary Z for this. Queen Elizabeth II introduced the Countess of Arley to Donald and Melania Trump back in 2018. So just have a quick look at this. So for me, when they're turning around and saying that, she was, an integral part of Queen Elizabeth II's life, a very, very close confidant. When you look at that video, I definitely do believe it. It does back it up because Queen Elizabeth is not just going to introduce the President of the United States to nobody. She's going to introduce him or her to the people that are of importance. And the Countess of Arley definitely was that. So, yeah, in memory and just paying my respects and being thankful for the Countess of Arley's decades of service to this country by helping and supporting Queen Elizabeth II with her duties. Countess of Arley is my hero of the week. Have you ever heard of the Countess of Arley before, Megan's Mole?
I haven't. actually. No, so I was just listening very, very intently on what you were saying. No, I've never heard of her. And thank you for picking her as your hero. But I got a question though.
Go for it.
When it says that she was the queen's bedchamber, what was it? The lady of the bedchamber. Does that mean she was the one who had to empty out the chamber pots from back then?
So it's just like a person. Well, I've just
Oh,
Googled
okay.
this.
Yeah.
So let me be very real on this because I get mixed up with what they all do and lady of this and lady of that. But lady of the bedchamber, Google is saying here, is the official position of a personal attendant on a British queen regent or queen consort. So from what I can gather, it's it's really like a personal assistant, personal
Okay.
attendant, personal assistant, that kind of thing, to Queen Elizabeth II. I can only
Whenever I
assume that you had to go through the Countess of Harley to get to Queen Elizabeth II if you wanted an audience with her, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense because I saw bedchamber and then it took me back to like my old social studies where we learned about chamber pots and I was like, was she in charge of dumping out the bucket? My brain goes left sometimes, okay? So that's why I had to ask.
Do you know what? I don't blame you on that one. I really, really don't. With that being said, there was a poll in the live chat. I'm just going to end it now. Who is your royal hero of the week? So with all your votes cast, Meghan's Mo won. Queen Elizabeth II at 88%, Countess of Harley at 11%. For those watching on the replay, who is your royal hero of the week? Is it Queen Elizabeth II or the Countess of Harley? Let me know in the comments down below. Those that are watching on the live, stay exactly where you are. We're not done with you yet. We've still got to discuss the royal zero of the week. That's going to be fun. But when I can get my teeth back in, for those that were watching live on the replay, if you appreciated what came out of Meghan's Mole's gob, and of course you did because you voted for her pick quite overwhelmingly, then do head on over to Meghan's Mole's channel. In a nutshell, love, what are they to expect when they visit your YouTube corner of the universe?
A lot of very honest and unsugar coated commentary on Harry and Meghan and her bunions and wrapping her bunions around bananas. It's a fun time on my channel, so people are missing out.
I love the fun times on your channel, and I love it how you don't sugarcoat shiz. I don't either. Like, we're very, very blunt in terms of our opinions, conspiracy theories, whatever's. One of the reasons I would like to say we get on very, very well. And if you appreciated what came out of my gob, then make sure you subscribe to this channel for your daily nerds. With that being said, like I said, those that are watching live, stay exactly where you are. We are definitely not done with you guys yet. For those that are watching on the replay, though, here are some videos that you may want to clickety click, clickety click.